Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here. Today I'm continuing my fluid art experiment. It's pretty exciting and we're creating some really beautiful paintings. So today's experiment, I'm using the Atelier pouring medium. Have you tried it? I've never actually used it before, but that's what experiments are all about. I actually have 9 different pouring mediums that I really want to try. Brushing out the pouring medium on my test black cardstock piece of paper really does show how much thinner it is than the Liquitex pouring medium, because when I brush that out, it's quite thick, resinous-like. I really love it. It's my favorite. But I'm so excited to be trying these different pouring mediums because you don't know until you try, and we want to see what's out there and have a little exploration with these different techniques. The Atelier one is a little thinner. I'm hoping it's going to work okay. So I mixed up 50% Australian Floetrol with 50% of the pouring medium. I'm using Fiona's Creative Canvases recipe because she has been my inspiration. So I'm going to try it exactly like I tried the Liquitex one and see what I think's going to work better or which one performs well. I've mixed up these beautiful colors: Atelier Dioxazine Purple, Amsterdam Pewter, Iridescent White by Liquitex, PBO in the fabulous copper color, and PBO in the iridescent gold. And I also have some golden quinacridone magenta. Aren't they just beautifully opulent colors? Mix them all up. They're all ready to go. So now I just have to grab my canvas. I'm going to work on a 12 by 16 inch canvas because it's working well for me right now. So it means that it's not too big, and I'm going to try a different technique today. I'm going to have a go at my very first swipe technique. I've mixed up the recipe, 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol. I've put it in this fabulous squeeze bottle, but I'm not sure yet which palette knife I'm going to use. So let's get stuck in, let's get the painting happening and see how it turns out. So it's all mixed up, ready, and I'm going to start by putting a few little puddles of paint on the canvas. The canvas is not overly big, so I mixed up way more paint than I needed. But I'll just use it in the next one. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few experiments. I'm not sure how different this pouring medium's going to be. Is it going to be any different? It did feel a lot thinner than the Liquitex pouring medium, but I'm hoping that I've mixed it to the right consistency. And I do say hoping because I do try mixing to the recipes, but I've realized I'm not very good at sticking to actual definite measurements. So it could all possibly go wrong, but that's what experiments are all about. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go because it is my first ever swipe technique. And I don't really know exactly what I'm doing or how it's going to turn out. But it is pretty fun. So I have all my molecules on the canvas. Don't they look like molecules? I think they do. What about if we add just a little bit more gold there, perhaps a little bit there. And I think that that's a pretty good coverage. Now, I could leave it like that, or I could kind of break up the shapes, which I think I might do. Maybe a bit more of the purple. Here's another weapon of choice. Yes, I got a pack of these combs recently. I loved it in the last canvas that I was creating with, running the comb through it. So what about if we try it again? Just get a bit of movement in these shapes, break up the paint a little bit so they mix a little more before I actually try adding the swipe. Let's fill that hole. I think so. Maybe with some of the copper. It's beautiful. Little bit in there. Yeah, I like the way it did that. I think I need some gloves now. Okay, so this is my dilemma. I have a spatula that is way too big and a palette knife that's going to be too small. So which one shall I use? Too big or too small? Oh man, I'm usually more partial to too big. So I think I'm going to go too big, but I'm going to keep that one there just in case. And I might just run, what about if we run a brush through? Let's run a brush through these beautiful colors. Get them moving a little bit more. Oh, they're so nice, so rich. You know, I'm just putting off the inevitable. I haven't done this before and I'm a little scared. I've got my swipe mix. I can't guarantee that it's actually even the right consistency because the measurements were a little confusing. Even though Fiona does 1 part paint and 3 parts Floetrol, I don't know, man. It just kind of went a bit haywire for me. But I'm going to give it a go. We're going to see how it goes. And I think I might just be hoping for the best. Righto, I've got it on my too big palette knife or spatula. Let's go a little bit further up there. Let's tip it a bit down there. I don't know, I've just seen others do that. And let's give it a bit of a swipe across the canvas. Oh, hang on, you're supposed to go slower. Okay, going slower now. And let's see if it does anything. I think I've got too much paint on there, but you knew that, didn't you? You're probably screaming at your TV telling me that that was way too much paint. But that's how you learn. Oh, look, it's already got cells happening. That's pretty exciting. Let's use the 2 smaller one and have another go. We could put that on here. Oh no, that's way too small, that one. But, you know, that's pretty fun. Okay, now what do we do? I think now we have to stretch it out. So let's get all that moved out the way. Oh man, the colors are pretty. That looks pretty, right? All right. Let's give it a, yes, I did put a bit much paint on the canvas. So I'm not sure how it's all going to work, but I'm not too worried. It is an experiment. We have to try these things. The colors are beautiful. Oh man, that's a whole lot of fun. Let's go back this way and see what it does. That lacing stretched out rather beautiful. So I think my swipe mix wasn't so bad. Let's push it over that way. I want it to go off that edge. And it does kind of cover the whole canvas because my palette knife or spatula was so big. So the texture does cover the whole canvas, but it's really pretty. Look at it. It's got really pretty colors. Should we stretch it out this way? I think I could easily, oh yeah, that's going to work. Add some other bits and pieces to it once it dries. I do like the idea of adding stencils or adding textured paper or adding deco foil. There's so many things we can do with the beautiful painting once it actually dries. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm doing pretty. Today we're doing pretty. But my first ever swipe, I mean, it's okay for a first ever swipe. I think next time I'll definitely use less paint and have more negative space rather than having the whole thing covered. But I don't mind it. Have I finished pushing it around? I think so. I think I liked it back this way. And I think I just might leave it there like that see how it dries, and decide what else I'm going to do with it. I know it's not a perfect swipe, but I do really like the texture of it. I like the way it's created those cells. It's really interesting and quite fascinating for my first attempt. So I think I need to get another canvas and try again and not put so much paint on it, and maybe use the smaller palette knife, because that will create a different response, I'm thinking. But we are testing the pouring medium, and it's working all right. Same size canvas, and I've got plenty of paint left. So do I want to do the same technique as that one? I do like the swipe idea. I do think this one's a bit small, but I'd like to try it. So I think I'll do it again. Or we could do a different kind of cup technique, because that would really test the pouring medium. Okay, let's do that. Let's put some of these into a cup, and we might even do both. Now, try not to use so much paint, but I'm just not good at that. Can you do both techniques? Can I put this on and then swipe some? Well, I can't see why not. I mean, who sets these rules anyway? Who says what you can and can't do? That's a pretty good start. Right, we're going rogue now. I'm going to put some beautiful purple around the outside of this. And then I might even have another attempt at swiping something. But I've only got this 2 small ones, so let's try that. Maybe I could go and get something else to swipe with. Maybe, baby. But, meh, we'll give it a go. Oops, slower, slower. You forgot to remind me I was supposed to go slowly. Oh, man. Oh, look, it's working. It's working. All right, let's do it again. But I do think you're supposed to go slowly. What about if we come back this way? These colors are really beautiful. I tried to go slower. I don't think it worked any better. Righto. I'm not good for sticking to the rules. Oops, we got a bit of a hole in there. Shall we fix that? I think so. Let's put a bit of copper in there. Oops, that'll be nice. Maybe we'll have another go at that. That worked better. A bit more purple on edges there. Maybe a bit more of the pewter on there. And maybe you should add a little bit here to that section. Righto. What happens if we stretch this one out? Ooh. I was supposed to leave myself more negative space, but I don't think I did. I'll have to just learn how to do that better. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, what would happen what have we got left? Oh, we've got some gold. Let's put some gold on the corner. Got a bit of a blank space in there, and I need to fix that corner. Maybe a bit more magenta. You know, I could probably swipe that bit. It's looking pretty beautiful. Now let's turn it around this way. I think I like it up this way. And I kind of like it more where it doesn't have those massive clusters, where it's kind of all flowed and blended in there. I actually like that. I like that with the lot of texture up there and a lot of cells happening, and then coming down, and then there's more space there. I was trying to make more negative space. I definitely didn't achieve it completely. But I do love the colours and the textures are beautiful. So I think I'll let it sit here and see what it does. I want to do something with that bit. What would happen if I put some more paint there and took a little swipe? I don't know, man. I'm going, oops, swipe crazy. I don't know what will happen. I wouldn't have a clue what would happen, but I'm going to try it. It can only not work. It's got great texture on it. It's got beautiful colours. What's not to love? Okay, I got to get some new palette knives. What's that going to do? I don't know, man. Righto, we'll let it sit. Let it breathe. And see what all these patterns and shapes do as they sink and expand. So I've got one of these that I've used for alcohol inks. So what happens if I ooh, give it a little. Why am I doing this? Because I just want to see what happens. Oh, it's quite cool, really. And like you can create like other shapes. Oh, this is endless what you could do. So if you've got any areas of your composition that you don't like, you can just change it. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Easy. Oh yeah, I could get really carried away with this idea. I'm liking that much better. Righto, I'll leave it alone. Let's see how it dries and see what I come up with next. Have a look at how beautiful both these paintings have dried up. Now, this is the first one with my way too big palette knife. The pattern does cover the entire surface, but if you look at the beautiful paint, how it's dried, metallics look amazing. The Atelier pouring medium is definitely thinner than the Liquitex pouring medium. It does take longer to dry, but when it does dry, it makes the metallics dry up absolutely incredible. I'm really surprised at how beautiful this copper has come through. Look how it's come through the lacing, and look how incredibly metallic and shiny and beautiful the surface is. This is just the dried painting. There's no varnish on top, and I'm so surprised at how much of the metallic copper is shining without any varnish. Absolutely fantastic. I'm loving both of these. So come back and join me in the next video and I'll show you how I embellished these absolutely beautiful paintings. See you then.